Welcome back to the Ingram Angle. I'm Raymond Arroyo. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio is proving himself to be a terrible surrogate for Bernie Sanders. Take a look at what he's told MSNBC today.
Why do you think he was losing by 40 and 50 points among African-American voters?
Look, it stands to reason if people have a certain amount of information, and I don't blame them for this, I understand it.
So you're saying they were low information?
No. The information that I think people received about Joe Biden was some of his historic connection, which understandably means something to people.
To Barack Obama?
Of course. Joe Biden's record did not get a ton of examination.
Joining me now is Horace Cooper, Project 21 co-chair and author of the upcoming book, How Trump is Making Black America Great Again. Also with me is Jamila Bey. She's a Democratic strategist. Horace, does de Blasio really think black voters are that gullible, that they're low information and they'll simply go where they're told to go?
Well, that's exactly been the plan for some time. The progressive movement has taken blacks for granted, and they assume they can get away with that. The real test is what happens when people start seeing real improvement in their lives. How easy or how hard will it be to attract those kind of voters?
Jamila, first of all, what are you hearing in reaction to that statement? And B, are you concerned that black voters are being used to prop up an establishment that will quickly forget them?
Black voters are in a position where to call some people low information voters, number one, that does not exist, particularly in the states that went through Super Tuesday. Right. They understand what is Joe Biden's record. They understand what is Joe Biden's legacy. The thing that I think is being overlooked is that there are a lot of black voters who I've interviewed who have said, we saw we saw Bernie Sanders in 2016. He didn't do so well then. Why would we waste our vote with someone who doesn't even have a chance?
And now that he's serving 110 octane crazy for $32 trillion and all these various schemes, that scares people. Black Americans tend to have an overrepresentation of middle class and working class people, and they don't like those kind of ideas. What you want to talk about are job creation, opportunities that are good for your family.
Okay, here's what one MSNBC contributor said about the African-American vote.
It's ironic to me that black voters will be the firewall to protect the moderate conservative wing of the Democratic Party. Will this be the Democratic Party that assumed, as we bank away from the primary and go into the general, will they take advantage of African-American, take for granted African-American voters and move in a different direction and not pay attention?
Might black voters be unwittingly propping up and supporting Bloomberg 2.0? Because though they rejected Bloomberg utterly, he got like none of the black vote, they're supporting Biden. And Bloomberg is really the animating force now behind the Biden campaign.
Bloomberg is anti-Trump. Bloomberg is going to throw his money to anyone who he believes.
Not to Bernie.
Well, if it gets down to Bernie being the candidate, Bloomberg absolutely is going to go wherever the wind blows. Black voters are going to use their votes in ways that make sense to them. And Horace, you're absolutely right. Job creation, what's going to make my family happier, healthier, better. And, Bernie's had a track record a mile long in Congress. It doesn't have a lot on it, but he was there the whole time.
Okay, Horace, before I go, and then I'm going to let Jamil quickly respond. I've got 30 seconds for each of you. How do you think Trump will ultimately fare? What percentage of the black vote might he get, given criminal justice reform, the economy, and the unemployment in the black community?
Two things. One is we're going to see the biggest gender gap among blacks that we've seen in a generation, and you're going to see a large number of black American support because black men, because blacks are tired of being at the back of the political bus.
Jamila, I've got 30
He's right. He's going to get 1% of black women, and he's going to get about 8% of black men. Trump.
I think he'll do bigger than that. I think he'll do bigger than that. We'll check in on the big day.
We'll see in November.
Okay, Horace and Jamila, thank you.